Good morning, class. This is Mrs. Jordan. Hey, this morning, we're going to go back to something that you should have learned in first grade and maybe even a little bit in kindergarten. I want you to give me two big thumbs up if you have ever read a book before. I better see two big thumbs up from all of you because I know your first grade teachers read books with you all the time. Put your thumbs down. If you've read a book, you know that a book is a story, and all stories have a sequence that helps us to understand what is going on in the order of the way things are happening. You've probably heard these words before when we talk about books and stories. Every book has a beginning, say beginning with me, a middle, say middle with me, middle, and an end, say end. Good. Every story has an order of events, and those events, those things that happen, are either in the beginning, the middle, or the end. Let's take a look at one of our charts. So, this page is going to tell us a little bit about what happens in, or what things you can learn when you're reading a story in the beginning, the middle, and the end. So, here it says beginning. Read that word with me, class. Beginning. Good. In the beginning, it establishes, that means it shows you the characters. Say characters. Good. Think about the first book we read as a class earlier this year. We read the book First Day Jitters. The character was the teacher. Remember, she was so nervous to go to school, right? So that was the main character in our first story this year. The next thing is the setting. Say setting. Setting, remember, and we're going to dive deeper into the word setting this year, but the setting is where the story takes place. I want you to look around right now. Where are you? Right now, I am in my office at my house. That's the setting. If this were a story about me, that would be my setting, the office of my house. Think back to First Day Jitters. Where was our character, the teacher, in First Day Jitters? Whisper it in your hand. Remember, when you've got it, you're going to hold it up right here. All right, let it out. Where was our character? That's right. She was at her home. And I think I heard someone say school. Hmm. Yep, for part of the story, she was at the school too. And in the beginning, we learn about a problem that needs to be solved. Every great story, there's always a problem. Say, uh-oh. Yes, in every story, there is a problem, something that needs to be solved, or another word for solve is fixed. First day jitters. That problem was that the teacher didn't want to go to school. She was nervous, right? She was a little scared about her first day, just like some of you were. That was the problem, and we learned that in the beginning of the story. Now we get to the middle. Say middle. Middle, good. The middle is the big juicy part of the story. The middle shows all the ways the characters try to solve the problem. So if we think back to first day jitters, who was trying to solve the problem for the teacher? Good. You should have said her husband. Her husband was trying to solve it. He was trying to get her out of bed. He was trying to make her happy. Just couldn't solve the problem of the teacher being nervous. Then we get to that last part, the end. Say end. The end shows how the characters finally solve the problem. So in the middle, they show different ways that they try to solve the problem. But then in the end, we learn what happened that did solve our problem. So in the end, what happened at the end of first day jitters to solve the problem of the teacher being nervous? Yes, he he got her to school and he showed her like everybody's right. This isn't just you, and you're gonna be great. And so it solved the problem. The teacher wasn't nervous anymore. So those are the things that happen in the beginning, middle, and the end. And we're gonna keep going back to this today as we read a new story. Take a look at our new story. Our story today is called The Little Red Hen. You should be able to read this title on your own, right? These are first grade words, and you are second graders. The Little Red Hen. Good. So, as I'm reading this, I'm going to stop and ask some questions about the beginning, the middle, and the end, and what kind of things that we're learning and seeing in the beginning, the middle. Ready? Once upon a time, Little Red Hen lived on a farm with a dog, a pig, and a cow. If we think back to our chart, right? In the beginning, we established the characters. Did we just learn about some characters on the first page? Go ahead, tell me the characters that we just learned about in the beginning of our book. Good. So we've learned about that little red hen, who I'm assuming is going to be our main character since that's what our book is called, is with a cow, a dog, and a pig. So fun. Let's keep reading. Little Red Hen worked hard every day to grow plants in her garden. The dog, the pig, and the cow did nothing but sleep all day in the warm sun and watch Little Red Hen work in her garden. That doesn't sound very fair. Let's keep reading. One day, Little Red Hen found a grain of wheat. Those are grains of wheat. Wonder what she's going to do with that grain of wheat. Who will help me plant this wheat so that we can eat fresh bread? In case you didn't know, class, wheat makes my favorite food in the world. It makes bread. So Little Hen's asking, who can help me make bread? Not I, said the dog. Not I, said the pig. Not I, said the cow. I will plant it myself then, said Little Red Hen, and she planted the grain of wheat. Let's look back at our chart for a second. So we found out in the beginning who the characters were. The setting, remember, is where it takes place. What is the setting? Where is Little Hen? Good, she's on a farm. But the third thing in the beginning that we're learning is a problem that needs to be solved. Is there a problem in our story so far? Look, let me look back because I think there was a little bit of a problem. Oh, that's right. The cow, the pig, and the dog would not help her to make fresh bread. Oh, gosh. So that is the beginning of our story. The animals won't help Little Red Hen make her fresh bread. But did Little Red Hen get angry and upset? No, she did not. She persevered. We've talked about that word before. She persevered and she is doing it herself. Let's see if it works. Let's see if she can do it without her friends. Little Red Hen took good care of her wheat, but the dog, the pig, and the cow said they were too tired to help. Hmm. Well, is her problem solved? Are her friends helping? No, they're not. And remember, in the middle, we just keep in the middle of the story. It just shows all the ways that the character is trying to solve the problem. So that's the first way she tries. Did it work? Nope. They said they're too tired. Let's keep reading. By the end of the summer, the wheat grew very tall. It was time to cut the wheat and take it to the mill. The mill is where they bread. Who will help me cut the wheat and take it to the mill so that we can have fresh bread? Asking them again, do you think they're going to help her this time? Show me a sign or your hand signals, yes or no. Do you think they're going to help her this time? I don't think so either. They seem lazy. Not I, said the dog. Not I, said the pig. Not I, said the cow. Well, then I will take it to the mill myself, said Little Red Hen, and she cut the wheat and set off for the mill. What part of the story are we in right now? Still in the beginning, where we learn about the character setting and the problem? Are we in the middle, that when we learn all the ways the character tries to solve the problem? Or are we at the end, where we finally see how the character solves a problem? Whisper it in your hand. Let it go. We are in the middle. Little Hen is still trying to solve this problem, but she hasn't been successful yet. Wow, she really does know how to persevere. Let's keep reading. After the miller made wheat into soft flour, she came back to the farm and asked, "Who will help me bake the bread?" "Not I," said the dog. "Not I," said the pig. "Not I," said the cow. "Well, then I will bake the bread myself." And she did just that. She tried to solve it again, still didn't work. Let's see. She mixed the flour with salt and yeast to make the dough. After the dough rose, she put it in the oven to bake. When the bread was done, she asked, "Who will help me eat the bread?" "I will," said the dog. "I will," said the pig. "I will," said the cow. Wow. How would you feel if you kept asking and asking for help to bake bread? No one would help you, but then when you were finished, everyone wanted to eat it with you? I'm not good at sharing. I probably wouldn't want to share. Let's see what Little Hen does. "No, you will not," said the Little Red Hen. She sounds like me. "You did not help me plant the grain, and you did not help me care for it. You did not help me cut it and take it to the mill. And you did not even help me to make the bread. I will eat it myself." And she did. She looks so happy eating that bread. Now let's think. So we talked ourselves through the beginning, learned the character, setting, and problem. The middle, showing all the ways Little Red Hen tried to solve the problem. And in the end, how did the character solve the problem? How did Little Red Hen solve her problem? Her problem was they wouldn't help. But they volunteered to help at the end. Did Little Red Hen let them help her eat the bread? No, because they didn't help with everything else. So in the end, Little Red Hen solves it. She looks back at the middle at all the ways she tried to ask for help and figure out how to solve the problem. But because they didn't help her, she decided in the end that that was her bread. She didn't want to share it. That was all her hard work. I don't blame her. I would have done the same thing. What about you? Show me yes. Show me no. Some of you are a little nicer than Mrs. That's for so. What we're going to do now is take a look. Come on, scroll back to the beginning of our book. Now, if you can get to it, this book is found in our library, in our class library on Microsoft Teams. If you can't find it, it's okay. I think that you were great listeners and can think back to the different things that happened in our book. But today, you need your class notebook. I don't have mine with me. I just have a single sheet of paper. You need your class notebook. You need one full blank page. Turn to that blank page. And you also need a pencil. So go ahead and get those things. I'm going to give you 30 seconds because remember, those things should be right there by your side. Go. Okay. What you are going to do is, and we've done this in class before, you're going to take your notebook. You usually have it like this. Today, I want you to turn it like this. Okay. We are going to